KMES English Medium Junior College welcome its students for the online lecture of psychology for Standard 12 for the chapter 8 Positive Psychology for the topic Happiness, Optimism and Empathy. Students, in today's lecture of Chapter 8, Positive Psychology, we are going to study the three subtopics, that is happiness, optimism and empathy. Happiness consists of definition of happiness and theories of happiness, whereas optimism has the meaning of optimism, and empathy, meaning of empathy and how can empathy be nurtured. These are the different topics that we are going to cover in today's lecture. Happiness 8.4 Happiness. We experience different types of emotions. We prefer to experience some of them like happiness, love, respect, etc. While we prefer to avoid some types of experience such as sadness, anger, hatred, fear, anxiety, etc. These positive and negative type of emotion are make our experience meaningful and bring variety in the experience. Without positive emotion of life will be very difficult. Let's see the three different types of emotions experienced by the people. Amrita was extremely happy to know that she stood first in all divisions in annual exam. Second, Milan became a very happy when his father gave him the mobile which he always wanted to have. Third, student became very happy after a holiday was declared unexpected. In all the three situations we see that the individual experience happiness. So, when do we feel happy? From the above example, we have realized that you become happy when you are successful, or when you feel secure, or when you are lucky. So, for happiness, we require success, secure, or luck. Let's look at the definition of happiness. Happiness is a positive emotional state that is subjective from person to person. The definition of happiness make it clear that there are subjective differences in the experience of happiness. For example, some people are happy when they get sweet or when they, whereas some people just do not like sweet. So, happiness is a positive emotional state that is subjective to every person. A person feels happy when they are successful or surprised or loved, etc. Coming to the theories of happiness. There are three theories of happiness. One is need goal satisfaction theory, process activity theory, third genetic personality theory. These are the three theories of happiness. Need goal satisfaction theory. Happiness is experienced when some need or goal is satisfied. We are happy when we have reached to our goal. For example, you are hungry and somebody offer you your favorite food. Or Rohit feels happy when he clears double IIT exam. Coming to the second theory, that is process activity theory. Process activity theory. Happiness is experienced when one engages in a particular activity. Engaging in a particular activity generates happiness. For example, singer enjoy singing. Coming to the third theory of happiness, that is genetic personality theory. Genetic and personality characteristics are involved in the experience of happiness. Genes and personality characteristics are involved in the experience of happiness. So this is the happiness emotion. Optimism. Let's look at the example of optimism. Meera scored poor marks in the exam. Suresh scholarship application got rejected. Mahesh lost his job. In all these positions, the answer are how does being in this situation make you feel? What do you think about yourself and your future being in this position? A. You may feel hopeless, and so you might think that your future is dark. Second, helpless, and so you might think that you cannot do anything to get out of the situation. Or worthless, and so you might think that you are a failure. In contrast, you may also feel hopeful and think that certain adverse situations can change in future. Second, challenge and think that you can have the ability to overcome the adversity. Or confident and think that your failure does not define you. So, these are the two ways in which you can feel. The first three are the indicator of a person being pessimistic, while the last three is the indicator that a person is optimistic. So, the optimistic person is hopeful, challenged one, and have self-confidence. So let's look at the meaning of optimism. Optimism is a mental attitude that includes feeling of hopefulness and a belief that the future will be positive, favorable and desirable, and that negative events are temporary setbacks to be overcome. The above definition reveals that there are two components of optimism: feeling and thinking. Optimism involves feeling like hopeful, confident, and thinking that positive about your future. It is seen that optimists tend to view the present adverse event as not stable, that is temporary. For example, Mahesh might think that I currently do not have a job, but I am confident that I will not be unemployment forever. An optimist does not blame himself as solely being responsible for the negative outcome. For example, Mahesh does not think that he lost his job only because of his fault. He realized that there can be multiple reasons for that. Third, an optimist also does not generalize failure for the future event. For example, Meera do not think that the failure in one exam indicates that she is going to be a total failure in the entire life. The theory of optimism given by Martin Seligman in his book called Learn Optimism, he is considered as the father of optimism. So, Martin Seligman, a father of optimism. According to him, optimism is all about the perspective that you may take about the glass, which is half full. It may be considered as half full by an optimistic and half empty by a pessimist. So, according to Martin Seligman, optimism is a mental attitude that includes feelings of hopefulness, a belief that the future will be positive and favorable, and that the negative events are mere setbacks that are temporary and are going to be overcome. It has two components, feeling and thinking. Feeling of being hopeful, confident, etc. Thinking view the adverse event as temporary and hence not to generalize failure to any future event. Meaning of empathy. Empathy is the capacity to understand and feel what another person is experiencing from within their frame or reference. That is the capacity to place oneself in another's position. Simon Baron Cohen believed that empathy consists of three components. So, the components of empathy are cognitive empathy, emotional reactivity, and social skills. Cognitive empathy. It means knowing how the other person feels and what they might be thinking. It is sometimes called perspective talking. In the same way that a doctor can look at a sick patient and try to understand the part of the illness rather than driving into a patient's emotion. Cognitive empathy corresponds to a problem with brain power. Emotional reactive. It means directly feeling the emotion that another person is feeling. It is a deep-seated gut reaction that often feels like visceral human response. Connecting with another human is, in this way, is intimate and can form a strong bond. Third, social skills. With this kind of empathy, we can not only understand a person predict feeling with them, but are spontaneously moved to help. It needs that how easy individuals engage with others. It involves the other to component to as feeling, the emotion, becoming the driving force behind the action, and understanding gives it the right direction. It involves using your emotional intelligence to correctly respond to the situation without either becoming overwhelmed by sadness or trying to fix things with logical or irrational motives. Most of the research on empathy have revealed that practice of empathy builds trust and increase the feeling of safety. It is also a key of successful relations. It supports the social connection required for communication and shared activity. The world with empathy is nurtured and supported. It creates an environment where people can be creative and take risks. There are some of the reasons why the study of empathy has gained momentum recently. Neutral foundation of empathy. The research of neurological foundation of empathy is relatively new. There are evidence of involvement of mirror neuron responsible for identifying emotional reaction experienced by an observer. Research also indicates that a broad range of brain area spans the memory motor area together form a neural network for empathy processes. Researchers revealed that the people whose right somatosensory criteria have been damaged no longer can judge other emotions. These areas in brain play a major role in an ability of a person to empathize. How can empathy be nurtured? There are some methods in which the empathy can nurture. So the method which can help us to promote empathy are increasing social interaction, connecting through similarity, ask yourself what you are feeling, challenging yourself, cultivate your sense of curiosity, why yourself. These are the different methods to promote empathy. Increasing social interaction. Simple method is to have a person interact more frequently with people who need help. With such frequent contact, the individual truly begins to understand the perspective and the motive of the people who are being helped. Connecting with similarity. Point out similarity with another person, same type of work, having same type of problem or goal, growing up in the same part of the country, etc. This may lead to realize that we are all a part of the same world. For example, you've been settled in America, India, help newly arrived Indian in America. Ask yourself what you are feeling. The first step toward understanding others is understanding yourself. Research shows that people who are more accurate in judging their own motives and emotions are able to empathize better. Challenging yourself. When you take something which is quite challenging and you have to struggle hard to achieve the goal, you are more likely to be humble and humiliated in a key enabler of empathy. Cultivate your sense of curiosity. Try to replace the habit of judging by new habit of curiosity. You tend to ask more frequently, more curious, leading you to open up and develop strong understanding of people around you. Widen yourself. Empathy initially are strangers. Start with exposure to people who are different than us. Research has found that contact with people of different race increase your empathy towards them and neurological level.